Did you with the character Ryan, who Amy has a crush on, the skateboarding girl?
Yeah.
When you were watching it, were you like, she should have been in mid-90s?
Very. Like I didn't think.
I
that
was like,
directly.
is that fuck shit's sister?
Yes. Oh my god.
Hey, we in.
Yo.
What's going on? I feel like I do that a lot for some reason.
What?
I jump into like, what's going on? At the beginning of episodes.
Do you?
Sometimes.
I can't think of a single time that you've done that.
I've definitely done it before. Go back and watch.
I know that like
go back and watch every episode. I'm sure I've done.
I know that every time that we take a break and then you come back and then you say
we back and we back and we back.
You always do that
because I can't say the words "we back" without doing it. It's
true.
Hardwired into my being.
Mm.
Yep. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chris and Kyle Show. Spoilers for the poll-winning episode, and let me just say, I'm so proud of you. I just thought that John Wick was going to just win in a landslide.
I know.
It didn't
it's
win.
Super surprising.
It didn't. One vote separated the poll.
That's crazy.
Which means that
so thank you to all
one
three of
person
you
voted
that
for
voted.
Booksmart and 0 people voted for John Wick. Yeah, it was a very tight race. And we're doing Booksmart. And I'm super happy about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still haven't seen
John Wick 3.
John Wick 2
You haven't seen 2 or
so.
3, yeah. You're behind the 8 ball on that. Which also, I mean, mini spoiler, John Wick 3 is great. Go see it. But Booksmart's better. In my opinion. And I've seen them both. And you haven't.
We kind of already like semi blew our load on this one because we
too hype.
Because after we got out of the theater, like we just started rampantly talking about it.
Too hype.
So for those who we both enjoyed it. Obviously,
yeah.
we both.
For those who
enjoyed
don't know, this is Olivia Wilde's directorial debut. Very exciting. Stars are named Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein are the two main stars. I was trying to figure out the whole time I was watching it where I know Caitlin Dever from, who played Amy, and it's Short Term 12. She's in Short Term 12, and she's great in it. Yeah, when she's like younger. Yeah. So
the other girl is in Lady Bird, right?
Beanie Feldstein?
Yes.
Yes, she was in Lady Bird. She was also in Neighbors 2.
I don't think I ever saw Neighbors 2.
No? Fun movie.
I saw Neighbors.
Neighbors is good. Yeah, she's in Lady Bird. Had to double check.
All right, so what's the story about?
What's the story about? Yeah. It's about two girls who are graduating from high school and have spent their entire lives doing everything by the book, not breaking the rules, working hard at school to get into good colleges. And they find out, the inciting incident is that they find out that everyone around them has been fucking around and having fun and goofing off, but also got into good colleges.
Is it too easy of a comp to say this is like the chick version of Superbad?
I don't really know Superbad that well.
No?
I don't know if I've ever actually seen Superbad all the way through.
I mean, it's...
So I can't answer your question. I don't know.
You have two kind of nerdy high school individuals that are like trying to go out and party.
Jonah Hill and
like it's Jonah Hill and
Christopher
Michael Cera.
Mintz-Plasse? Oh, it's Michael Cera?
I
just guessed one of the actors that would probably be in that movie.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse is also in it.
Oh, he's McLovin.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rogen and James Franco are also in it, right?
I don't think James Franco's in it. Seth Rogen is in it with Bill Hader. They play cops.
I just assume that at some point James Franco shows up.
He might be. He might like be in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows? But no, Seth Rogen and Bill Hader both play cops.
That sounds like a good bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they smoke weed as cops?
They do a lot of like uncoply shit. That's kind of the bit. They're like they start fucking with the kids at first, and then
cool. Cool.
But I don't know. I feel like it's an easy comp. I think
is the sense of humor seems different though.
It's not as
like this seems a little bit like
raunchy.
Yeah. A Seth Rogen movie would be more raunchy. This is a little bit more like it's like sharp, but it's also absurd. Like there's absurdist shit or surreal. Sorry, there's like surrealist shit going on. Like there's weird claymation breaks.
Right.
There's like a weird dance scene break. There's like random stuff that's thrown in that I love.
True. It's not a 100% for sure.
Yeah.
The same as Superbad.
Okay.
But it definitely like it has that feel of improvisational comedy.
Yeah.
It has, it blends that really well with like just a strong emotional feels, and obviously like there's two nerdy high school kids that are trying to live up one of their last days in high school. I fucking really like this movie, man.
It's so good. So freaking good.
To you, what is your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the whole movie. I think it's the scene when they get to the party. And there's lots of little moments within that scene. And I think like the parts that really stand out to me, like so many of the beats of that scene hit so well. So like the part where Amy is doing karaoke and kind of comes out of her shell, like that was like a huge like surge of emotion for me in that scene. I love like the sort of dodging of the expectations of Molly being really good at flirting with the hot dude. I forget his name. I like then there's like the instant heartbreak of the scene, and it gets into the ultimate like low point of the movie is the sort of the climax of that scene. I think that scene as a whole is my favorite part of the movie.
The movie itself like just continually subverts your expectations. Like just like within every scene you think that it's going to go one way, and then like they subvert it in a way that just it seems natural and more realistic, you know? Like
well, like even the plot like wasn't what I was expecting when we get into like the second act of the movie, and I was like, "Oh, we're going to go to the party and they're going to go through conflicts or whatever, and at the end of the day we'll all be better for it." Instead they were like, "No, we're going to do like a weird party hop thing, and there's going to be like this weird thing with a pizza driver, and there, Jason Sudeikis is going to be their principal and an Uber driver, like just like random stuff that I just wasn't expecting the route to go down. And but it, like you said, it makes complete sense. Yeah.
It makes complete sense until it doesn't. Like until like it gets like ridiculous, but it's ridiculous in a fun way. And like,
what do you mean, like until they do drugs and have an acid trip, essentially? Accidentally do drugs.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't like an acid trip. It was ayahuasca.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's like a form of DMT.
Yeah,
but it's a hallucinogen.
But it wasn't tea versioned. It was strawberry. It was laced on strawberry.
But I think overall, like my favorite part of the movie. So you took it sort of like as scenes, like what scenes you like. My favorite part, like the thing that I like the most about this movie.
That's what you meant.
Is like the characters.
I think the characters are really amazing. They're great.
Characters.
And I think one of the best parts about it is that it's not just our lead characters. Like the way that the side characters are fleshed out so well, and they're all their own character, and they're not one dimensional.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are clearly just archetypes are more than just their archetype.
Yeah, like, or at least like they do things that you don't expect. They get away things that you don't expect. Like the dude with the long hair. I don't know.
Oh my God, he's Eduardo Rivera, I think.
Yeah, Eduardo
never
Rivera.
Dude. He's in commercials sometimes. I never want to see him have to be in a commercial again, unless he's getting that huge bank for it, dog. He's in that weird Geico commercial where he like hugs that dude with the ball pit.
He's probably getting a fucking shit ton of money off that Geico commercial.
Yeah, probably. But you know what?
And it's a fairly funny Geico commercial.
You know what? I don't want to see him have to do commercials anymore. That dude should be in like real shit. He's so good. He's so funny.
He's good.
We know him from American Vandal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like his character being like being that sort of archetype of the dude that has the hots for the teacher.
Eduardo Franco.
Eduardo Franco.
Is he related to James Franco?
Doubt it.
Twins reboot.
Just the fact that he gets away with fucking the teacher is
it's
hilarious.
Amazing. It's so funny. The way he's practicing, like talking to her, kills me. When he like shakes the drink, he's like, and then he's like, "You ever fucked a Mexican?" It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. But yeah, just like and even these like side characters, like the jock character.
Yeah,
that
he's flirting with Harry Potter.
Molly is in love with, like the one that she has a crush on. He's like flirting with Harry Potter references and fucking, and he's charming. You know, like he's not like he doesn't. His only like downside necessarily.
He's an idiot.
Is that he's an idiot and that he doesn't really care about being the vice president.
President of the school board or student government. Mm-hmm. Yeah. School board. That would be crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't take it seriously, which like
makes complete sense.
Yeah, why would he? Fucking I don't know where I was going with that.
You were telling your favorite part of the movie, and we were talking about the characters. Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about how the characters aren't just their archetypes. And it's kind of cool because, like, you brought this up on our walk home. The first scene of this movie instantly introduces, 6 or 7 characters flawlessly. Mm-hmm. And introduces them as their archetype more than anything else. And then as the movie goes on, they get fleshed out more and more. Yeah. And it's just like a really well executed piece of scene work and character work. Yeah.
And it's funny, like it's just integrated really well. Like you never it's not like a complete onslaught where you're like not being able to keep up with all these different elements and the social dynamics that are there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a really good scene. Like that scene, like really, I was like, oh, okay, like they're doing a good job here as far as introducing these characters. Yeah. The character of Jared.
Oh my god,
it's probably like one of my favorite characters.
Fuck boy. His license plate says "fuck boy."
How fitting is it that the actor that played this dude was born in Palm Beach?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, he's probably not even acting. Shout out, 45 minutes away from our hometown.
Apparently, he's been a child actor for a while.
Yeah, I recognized him. Mm-hmm. I looked it up after the movie of what I knew him from specifically, but now I forget. Yeah, talk about what you love about the character of Jarrett, dude.
Okay, so like he's playing this fuckboy, this dude that's just like filthy rich, and he's constantly going over the top to try and prove himself to others and get affection from others, you know, and approval from others, and it just doesn't work because it's so transparent. Mm-hmm. And
he's a tryhard.
He's a tryhard. But like the thing is, like when he's introduced in that first scene in the classroom, he's like so
unabashedly, like
he's smiling the entire time, and like the energy that he's putting out is so benevolent that I just kind of instantly like was drawn into his character, because it's not like he's not full of himself in a way that like is like putting others down. He's not doing that.
I don't think he is full of himself. I think he puts up a front that he thinks people want. Yeah. When on the inside, he's actually like really insecure.
I mean, wouldn't you say like in that way he's kind of narcissistic?
No. Because I think
he's so obsessed.
I think he's doing what he thinks people like.
Exactly. But like you can't.
He's obsessed with being liked. He's not obsessed with himself.
You're not obsessed with others' approval unless you are narcissistic.
Huh?
Like he's very self-centered.
Okay, wait. Do I not know what narcissism is?
No, narcissism is like overly self-love, right?
I thought narcissism was more about being selfish than anything else.
I think that Jared's character, I don't think that narcissism always takes up like different kinds of forms. Mm-hmm. I think that like you can be a narcissist and also be a dick, which is not what he's doing.
I just assume anyone who is a narcissist is a dick.
I don't know.
Because I think it's a connotation of the word. It's like it's like a perception of the word.
No, like
maybe it's not the actual.
You're not going to get this reference.
Maybe it's not the actual definition of what the word is, but I think it's the idea of what the word is.
You're not going to get this reference, but like I would argue that even Jerry from Rick and Morty is a narcissist, and he's like the
is he the
epitome,
dad?
Well, he's like the epitome of a cuck. Like
he's the dad.
Yeah, he's the dad in Rick and Morty.
Nailed it.
But
Jerry's just like a dad name.
But regardless of like how you want to interpret his character, it's still good, and you're still getting
great.
That like there's. I would say that you would agree with this too. That there's like something beyond that archetype that you pick up right away.
Oh yeah, you can tell right away that he's not the front he's putting up. Mm-hmm. His name is Skylar Gisondo or Gisondo. I don't know. Is it GIF or GIF.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way. And the thing I knew him from, he was in the Vacation movie, but I never saw that. But the thing I knew him from is he played Emma Stone's little brother in The Amazing Spider-Man. Or one of her little brothers. That's how
Howard
that's
Stacey.
what that's what I recognized him from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like I was just like really kind of like rooting for him the whole movie.
Yeah,
like, and also
for
like
sure.
sort of felt bad. This one is one thing that gets me like in real life and in like stories or whatever. But like the idea of someone having a party and then
no one showing up,
and then no one showing up.
That's horrifying.
Breaks my heart.
That's scary.
It breaks my heart. Like it's not as bad in this movie because he's like he's a little bit older and he's the one that's throwing the party. But like specifically, if a child is having a birthday party and no one shows up to that birthday party, it breaks my fucking heart. Like that is like
really sad.
the saddest. Like I feel so bad about like anytime I think about that. Like
one person showed up to his party on purpose,
which was like. So they're just really good friends. That's it, right? Like they're just
basically.
So he's
Billy Lord's character, Carrie Fisher's daughter, who is like, she's the weirdest character in the movie. Mm-hmm. She's like completely nuts.
But it also like there's like really good character work there and good writing there because
Gigi.
like the reason that they like he was friends with her was like completely because of loyalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like and even though she was a fucking nutcase, like she was incredibly loyal and protective.
She snorts. Vitamins.
Were they actually vitamins though?
I think so.
Because they were like, oh, it's Coke.
Unless she told him that it was vitamins and he just believes her because he's an idiot. Yeah. But he completely believes they're vitamins, which made me believe it. But it might be Coke.
I was still like, oh, I took it like, oh, he's an idiot. No, this is actual Coke.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially since she like was heavy doing drugs throughout the entire movie. But yeah, like it was a good reflection of like seeing you get to see the good writing there as far as like the multiple layers of the characters as well as the reflections of what he actually wants. And he wants loyalty. He wants people to like actually understand who
real
he is.
Friends.
But in order to do that, like his own ego is keeping him from actually being more vulnerable and sharing who he actually is to the world. That's why like his ultimate character arc, like when it gets to that point where he's like, he just sits down with Molly and he's like, you know what? I love airplanes.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to do something with airplanes.
Yeah.
like it was really sweet.
Really sweet. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many side characters that we can dig into.
Have you mentioned any of the screenwriters for this movie yet?
I will tell you right now.
Because
Susanna Fogel.
Yeah.
Emily Halpern, Sarah Haskins, and then it says specifically written by Katie Silberman.
So yeah, they definitely need some credit.
Oh, she wrote Set It Up and Isn't It Romantic?
Oh, okay. But this movie was really well written. I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the courage that the movie had to explore like kind of weird surrealistic things like you said.
It's
Like
super fun.
The ayahuasca trip is just it's fun.
It's so ridiculous. And out of nowhere, I was like, it happened, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, and it doesn't like it's not like a 30-second bit. Like they
lean into it. They lean
into it. Yeah.
And they use it as the character sings through it too. Like it's wild the way they're able to use it. It's so good. Mm-hmm. We don't even talk like Lisa Kudrow and Will Forte are the parents and they're hysterical and they think that
so how many scenes were they actually in? Like two,
I think. Yeah. They know that Amy is a lesbian, but they think that that her and Molly are dating, and Molly just like runs with it because she thinks it's funny, and she fucks with them.
Dude,
oh my god!
As funny as that scene was, I felt so bad for Will Forte as a dad because he.
It was so sad.
All of
He's like,
time.
I made all these treats and I named them all. I love when really accomplished, usually comedy actors, play these kinds of roles. These like small parent roles. Right. And it's not even always comedy actors, but it's like Kyle Chandler's a good example of this too. Like someone who you expect to be the lead or a big time supporting actor in something, and they just play a smaller role and they're apparent to our lead.
Yeah,
something I love.
And like, yeah, I mean, Will Forte is MacGruber. Like, you know, he's hit the peak. You know,
he's like a
He doesn't have to do this shit. He doesn't have to do
whatever he wants. He's Will Forte.
Fuck around with his small roles.
Yeah,
he ain't got to do that. It's fucking MacGruber.
Lisa Kudrow literally never has to do anything if she doesn't want to.
That man was in Beer Fest, dog. No, but they were really fun together.
They're hysterical.
That was a really fun dynamic.
Who else is a good? I think that's the major side characters that like have really strong arcs. Like Hope is another one because of like the relationship she forms with Amy, but she doesn't get developed a ton until like the very end of the movie. Kind of, she's just kind of mean, and then is at the party, and then the almost sex scene happens, and then she's like, "Oh, by the way, we have a lot in common."
Mm-hmm.
AAA.
Yeah,
kind of
AAA was
AAA.
Yeah, AAA was cool. Like I think
she literally is credited as AAA.
So that, like that, like subversion of expectations, like kind of it like they use it in a way that actually kind of mimics the high school experience, I think, pretty well, because like you're in high school, you're constantly kind of putting people into groups and assigning labels to them. And like once you actually find out more about that person, like there's a lot of shit to what makes up who they are that you didn't expect.
No one is ever just the thing they do.
Right. Like, so like, I mean, I don't remember as many like rumors and shit like that going around high school. Like, do you remember like anyone being like a AAA?
No.
Like, I don't remember any like really harsh rumors like that, but like I do remember like, okay, like they are this type of person.
But also like,
and then
I am the last person who knows about anything rumors wise in any situation.
You barely like,
I'm just oblivious.
You barely knew anybody in high school, like other than
this is a running gag of our lives. And it's okay. The like, if you dig into the reason why, it's because I went to I didn't go to public school growing up. So, you know, until high school, I didn't know anyone basically. I knew 20 people at the school when I got there. And then because I was in band and I played football and I took a route of, you know, I was in the honors classes. Those are the only people I knew. So I didn't know people from AP or on-level classes, and I didn't know people from like other clubs. That's the real reason it's like this, but it's funny because literally I don't know like half of the people we graduated with. It's just kind of silly. But there's a reason for it. Also because I'm antisocial and I never did anything.
True. Well, you got anything else to say about Booksmart, man?
I feel like probably, but we saw it like 5 days ago and we talked about it on the whole walk home and said a bunch of stuff. That we should have recorded that instead of this. It's probably way better.
Maybe. I mean, maybe in terms of content.
Yeah.
But the sound would be awful.
That's true. It'd be sound. What if we got like a plexiglass big circle we could fit inside both of us?
Oh, like a mobile sound booth.
Yeah, and then we like harness it up on our shoulders.
We're gonna be like fucking Daniel-san from Karate Kid when he goes to the dance and he's wearing the shower curtain around him.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was a dope little Halloween dance idea because he could just like dance with his boo and like have complete privacy.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll do that next time we see a movie. We won't. That would be horrible. Wait. Okay, so you said your favorite part was the characters.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Probably Jared, yeah.
Jared?
Yeah.
So like I definitely want to.
I really enjoy Jared.
My favorite character was Amy, for sure, played by Caitlin Devers.
Which surprised me, like you. So right when we got out of the movie, you said that you had identified with.
Yeah,
her
I identified with her super hardcore.
Yeah,
it's like the insecurity things with her and the sort of being in a shell thing. I really related to that, and
really,
that's why the moment of the karaoke scene was like so almost euphoric feeling for me, like watching her just like be like, what's the song again? You ought to know.
Yo.
Or as Kevin Malone would say, you.
Wait, so it was like, do you think when you're talking about like feeling like boxed in,
Mm-hmm.
like that was like mostly just because I didn't really like get. I was like, she's kind of dealing with because she was already out. She was already out of the closet.
It wasn't about her
but
sexuality.
it wasn't really her sexuality.
It was about her personality. Like the only person she was herself with is Molly.
Yeah, I just really didn't pick up on that. Like immediately when I got out of the movie, I was like, Molly is the main character.
Molly
even
is
though
definitely the main character. Mm-hmm. She's also kind of a bitch.
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
But like she's the type of bitch who's gonna be somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's like, I'm gonna be the youngest Supreme Court justice ever, and I
let-
believe it.
Let's talk about that the bathroom scene really quick. So like,
Okay.
I think this is a really good example of what the movie does right as far as like in its relation to previous high school movies, right? So like you've seen in Glee and every fucking high school movie that there's like fucking kids, like mean jerky kids in a bathroom talking shit about another character, and the character is in one of the
that
stalls.
bathroom scene.
Yes, that bathroom
Not
scene.
the sex bathroom scene.
Not the sex bathroom scene. I'm talking about
There's multiple bathroom
when Molly
scenes.
is in the bathroom. So
yes,
like
overhearing the kids being mean about her
right,
specifically.
right, and a majority of the time,
And they're specifically talking about, would you have sex with her?
yeah.
Which is like, that would be a nightmare thing to overhear a conversation about.
Now, like,
if it went in the bad direction. If they all were like, yeah, I'd fuck her, she's hot, then I guess that's fine.
no, but
In their weird co-ed bathroom.
but they're not just talking about that. They're talking about her personality.
Yeah, well,
and like
it turns into that.
Yeah.
He's like, because he literally says, yeah, I'd have sex with her, but I'd cover her personality with a bag.
Yeah.
Which is a brutal thing to say about
yeah, it's
somebody.
really fucked
Yeah.
up.
That's sort of where the inciting incident starts, is that scene of the movie.
It is. So before that moment, like the entire high school or their class at least has made a class-wide commitment to not tell anyone where
there's
they're
a
going to
lot of
college.
woke. Okay, so this is another thing. Like, there's a lot of wokeness in this movie, but it works so well. It's
Right.
not like pretentious.
Right.
It's like so like earnest feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels genuine,
Yeah.
and at least in this specific instance, it's a plot device.
In two ways. One, what you're talking about, they don't know where they're going to school because they don't want to make students going to less good schools feel bad about it.
Right.
Two, they're all boys and girls are in the same bathroom because they have co-ed bathrooms that they've made.
Right. But this scene, like, and like knowing that going into this bathroom scene is like essential because it gives more reasonable reaction. It incites a more reasonable reaction for Molly to sort of freak out.
Yeah,
because
and she
doesn't
sort of
know where everyone's
she
going.
kind of has this superiority complex to her because she's like, I'm going to Yale.
Exactly. I'll get to that. So, like the scene starts off like any other scene where you have a group of jerks talking shit about someone who's in the stall, in the bathroom stall.
One of which
And
is
they're
Eduardo
overhearing.
Franco.
Usually, I would say like a majority of the time, that scene ends with those kids walking out and, you know, like
The girl crying.
the girl crying or, you know, whatever. Or like they storm out of the bathroom or whatever. Like it was done in Harry Potter in a way, but it wasn't in a bathroom scene. It was just them walking across the courtyard. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa, and Hermione Granger just walks by crying, right? Which is it's not a bad scene at all, but like it's something that we've seen before for sure. But Booksmart does this, where she
fronts up, dog. She
strongly
fucking fronts up.
comes out of the bathroom and is like, you know what? Fuck you guys, because I'm going to go to a good school. And then they subvert even that thing that they subverted, right?
And
like,
and AAA is like, I'm also going to Yale.
Yeah.
And that's when Molly breaks. She's like, Literally, she started going, what? What? She Michael Scott's it. No.
Yeah.
What? No. And then she asked the other dude, she's like, where are you going to school? And he's like, I'm going to go play soccer at Stanford. And she's like, Stanford University. And then Eduardo Franco is like, oh, I'm not going to college, but I'm going to Google the code. What does he say? It's a
mid six figures.
Yeah. He's like, it's not Apple, but or whatever he says, but mid six figure salary, and the bennies are dope. Who apparently Eduardo Franco has apparently been held back like twice, based on later in the movie, because the teacher is like, you're 20, right? Yeah. And he's like,
it's just a really good job of subverting expectations, and that scene just leads into the rest of the movie. It gives her this reason to go out and party.
Yeah. That's why she wants to do it. Yeah. She's like, we didn't have fun because we didn't think we could have fun and be great. Basically, right. She didn't think they could have the best of both worlds, and you can.
And it also sort of gives a good reason as to why they might be disliking Molly, because she does have this superiority complex.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
All of these kids are, out partying and also taking school seriously, but like what AAA said, she said we don't, school isn't our only thing.
And school isn't all we care about. And she also says, I'm not only really good at hand jobs, but I also got a 1560 on my SAT. Which is a funny line.
But and then they're constantly in communication with this Molly character who just, is class president, just constantly kind of putting off like you said, a superiority complex. Yeah.
We glossed over, I think, a very integral scene of this movie.
Oh yeah, did we?
Because this scene had me dying, and I think you relate to why. And that is the pizza car scene. So me and you were both
such a throwaway line.
Me and you were both pizza delivery drivers, and this scene could have ended in 10 seconds, and it would have been a great scene to me, right?
Yeah.
Because he walks out of the pizza place and he says, 2 half sausage, half cheese pizzas is just 1 cheese pizza and 1 sausage pizza. And I related so hard to that dude in that moment. I was like, this dude gets it.
Yeah.
This dude gets it. Then the scene becomes the actual scene. And I just thought it's so funny. That scene is so freaking funny. Mm-hmm. And then you were talking about the subverting expectations thing, and he ends up being a plot device later to get Amy out of jail.
Yeah.
So good. So good. How did you like the conclusion of the movie, the way they used... I think another sort of tropey thing is to end these kinds of movies at graduation with a graduation speech from the main character. That happens a lot in things. How did you like the way they implemented it?
I mean, the Jared giving the speech is funny.
Is funny.
Right.
He's like, I am a woman. He's just reading Molly's speech.
And I think
down with the male patriarchy.
That is funny. But once Molly actually gets up onto the stage, I mean, you're seeing the denouement of her arc pretty much.
Yeah. And you see that everyone is now behind her.
Yeah.
The student body, she kisses Jared and everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah. Because she's embraced a more fun mentality.
She says fuck during her speech, which is dope. That'd be cool.
It would be.
Imagine if Paul had done that when he gave his speech. If he was
if he gave that epic wordy fucking speech, that fucking eloquent speech.
He gave a great. It was Paul. Shout out to your graduation speech. It was fantastic. But if you just threw one F-bomb in there, it would have been better. Another thing I thought of while we were watching it?
What's that?
Did you, with the character Ryan, who Amy has a crush on, the skateboarding girl?
Yeah.
When you were watching it, were you like, she should have been in mid-90s?
Very. I didn't think directly.
I was like, is that fuckshit's sister?
Yes. Oh my God. That's something. Oh my God. That's it's something that I thought about, but didn't really think about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about mid-90s, but I was like, this character feels so familiar to me. And that makes perfect fucking sense that she would totally be fuckshit's older sister.
Yep.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we could just bounce around talking about stuff from this movie all day because it's so good.
Yeah.
The
Is there anything that you didn't like?
Honestly, I don't think so. Like,
there isn't much to not
off the
like in
top
this
of my
movie.
head, I can't think. I think maybe the only reason you wouldn't like this movie is if you're one of those people who is like, feminism, boo, or something like that. If you hate feminism or women,
If you're annoyed by like overly progressive ideologies, you think that you'd be.
that's
kind
more of a
annoyed?
nice way of putting it. Is feminism overly progressive? Just being like,
No.
everyone should be equal.
I think that people can put it in that
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
but I don't.
No,
think that is.
there's a lot of celebration of diversity in this movie,
Mhm.
and if you're the kind of person who isn't down with that, you might not like it.
But I think certain people could say that like a collective class not saying their where they're going to college
there's the
can be overly progressive.
the
It's a little bit-
reasonable
you can
way
roll
of
your eyes
presenting
to
it
that.
is like there's a lot of like progressive agenda things, and that you can do a bad job of portraying that in a movie, but they don't. In this movie, they do a great job.
Well,
of it.
and the thing is, like when people bring up like progressive and liberal agendas, like this movie does not have an
That's
agenda.
why I put it in quotes.
This movie does not have an agenda at all. Like it's just that it colors who the characters are.
Yeah.
Like it colors who like what are smart high schoolers probably talking about and how are they thinking, and they're probably, especially if they're fucking going to school in LA, and they're highly educated, they're probably going to be talking and thinking like this.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. I think the bottom line is go see it. Not enough people are seeing it. It's not doing super well at the box office. And the timing of it is why release this kind of movie at the beginning of summer when I literally saw 3 movies this weekend, and 2 of them are like blockbusters, Aladdin and John Wick 3. This is a weird kind of movie to try to put as a compete with those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can, go check it out. It's better than, like, if you're like, oh man, maybe I'll go see Aladdin this weekend. Don't. Go see this instead. Aladdin's not bad, but see this instead. But now, like, next week Godzilla comes out. We're rolling, baby.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
summertime.
I gotta fucking. I'll probably go to the movies tonight.
Yeah. Go do double feature at Universal.
I might go see Aladdin. You can still use the AMC shit like
twice in one
twice
day.
in day.
You can see all 3 movies in one day if you wanted.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I went in, watched John Wick 3, went down to Johnny Rockets. Not worth it, by the way. Too expensive. Didn't even get a milkshake because it was too expensive. And I was like, somebody else got a milkshake that I saw, and I was like, that looks fucking good.
Yeah.
And then I went back, and I saw
Ryan is
Aladdin.
fuck shit sister. That's so good.
It's good. Yeah.
That's so good.
If there was like one part of the movie where she went,
They
fuck.
look so similar.
If she ever went, fuck, shit, I would have lost it.
like the hair, like their
Yep.
faces are fairly
Yep.
similar. Like
They talk similarly.
like fuck shit seems more ethnic.
Well, he's half black, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least the way he speaks implies
Yeah.
it. Well, we haven't talked about what we're doing next week / next month yet. Surprise spoiler episode next week, guys. We don't know. I don't know what it is yet. Probably Godzilla. Probably one of these summer movies. Godzilla or Aladdin. We've talked a lot about Aladdin, so we'll probably do an Aladdin episode at some point. Maybe we'll do a John Wick. Maybe we'll do a John Wick one later. We'll talk about like the trilogy.
Yeah.
So you can watch them both. Because they're great. They're so good. One of my favorite examples of subtle world building is the John Wick trilogy. I think it's great. Yeah, one of those probably. We'll see. Yeah, this has been spoilers for Booksmart. Go watch it. If you want to find Chris on the socials, find him at chrismichaelstott.com. You can read his scripts, or on Instagram at chrismichaelstott. Find me, davinwell25, Twitter and Instagram. Find the show, The Chris and Kyle Show, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all podcasting platforms. Like, share, rate, review. tcaks pod on Twitter. We'll put up a new poll this month. We'll announce what that is next on Monday's episode. And I think that's it. We out.
We out. Stay weird.